Bay, Whitley nights, Hillsway, movie start.
Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John and I've just received through the post my October Vinegar Syndrome package subscription, and this is huge. I didn't expect it to be this big. And also, if you remember way back to April this year, on April the 1st, you could buy something that was a Frisbee, but hopefully it's not going to be a Frisbee. It's £20 and it's just coming this one now. And I know people have got unboxings and I think that it might be out there what this actually is, but I don't know what it is at all. So it's going to be, and what I'll do is I'll save that till last. If I find out which one it is, I'll not open it till the last one. So what do I say? Nurse Barry Scalpel, please. Thank you very much. Lots of packaging. Lots of packaging. Lots of packaging. Got anything in here? Right, I'm just putting that down there. That is the Frisbee. There you are. So the first title up is Sleepless. This is the Dario Argento. I'm going to say it's 1993. Could be wrong on that one. This is a great film. Beautiful cover, that. This is a latter day Dario Argento, and it's a good one as well. Sometimes when you think about Dario Argento's later films, you realise there's some good ones in there. Now, the more I think about his latter day films, I remember thinking after about Troma, they weren't that great. So I always give these ones a second chance. It's great to see these latter day Dario Argento films coming out, because I think they shouldn't be left in limbo. But this is the one, I did used to have this one from John Hall, I believe, but I think it was on a Region 1 DVD. But now, glorious 4K. So, what a great film. So that's Sleepless. Next up is Ruby. Again, this is the 4K. All the ones that came in this monthly subscription for October are 4Ks, which is great. So you've got this amazing slipcover. Now, I've heard of this film before, but I haven't got any idea what it's all about. I think it's like a possession film. Christened in blood, raised in sin, she's sweet 16, let the party begin. So I'm really interested in checking this one out just to see if I've seen this before. So that's Ruby. Tromeo and Juliet. It's absolutely, look at this edition. It's incredible to think that these films are in this 4K. I mean, this is a really ultra low budget. I mean, all the Troma films are low budget, but this is really low budget film from, I'm going to say 1993, I believe. I've seen this before. I think this is quite a good film. But it's Troma, so you know what you're going to get. Tromeo and Juliet. That's their play on Romeo and Juliet, obviously. But in Boston. What I will do is, obviously, you'll get, there's Lemmy. I forgot Lemmy was in there. Lemmy a fiver. But that looks great on the shelves. But I really want Troma's War out. I've talked about this before. What a film that is. It's so, well, it's not great, but I just like it. You know, just like a film. That's what I do like. Really nice big box. It's got that slipcover, slipcase inside the outer case, which they do best, and they just look great on the shelves. The thing that gets me about these films, with them being so low budget, you would think they could never look good on 4K, but Sergeant Kabuki Man looked absolutely spectacular. And it was filmed in 35mm, which I think this one was. I don't even know why they were filming that. You'd think it would be straight to video, with them being so cut price. But there you go. So Tromeo and Juliet, 4K. And last up, this is the heavy one. My God. Wow. Last up here is, look at this. This is The Man Who Could Cheat Death. This comes in one of those slip covers, slip boxes that pull apart. This is a Hammer film. Now, this is a Hammer 4K, and I've heard people saying in the comments that Hammer are going to release this one as well. So eager to see another 4K, a 4K from Hammer that's not Hammer at this point. This will be the first one I'm seeing. Although Studio Canal are bringing out their stuff next month, but this is such a good thing. That, look at that. So let's get back to this one. This thing. Here we go. Right now, I was thinking, and this is huge, isn't it? Like a hubcap. Hang on a minute, hang on a minute. Now, I don't know. I'm just looking at something. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know why, but it's got that on the back. Now, why would that be? Because that's somewhere where you put a disc. Is that just put in for a bit of a laugh? But you could put a disc in there. Would you? I don't know. And there is another title in here which I didn't order. And this one is, which must be the free one. And oh, good girls don't. Oh, what? Good girls don't. Right. Plus Babe Watch. Okay. Never heard of these two. Oh, you've got the little, look at that. You've got the thing up there. Yeah, strange. I didn't give anything away what this could be, but I'll give anything a go. Forbidden parody, it says. And good girls don't. Never heard of them. Blu-ray. Yeah, strange. But I'll talk more about this when I have a flick through it and I'll tell you if the region free, all that type of stuff. So I'll see you in about 2 seconds downstairs. Not bad, eh? So here's a run through of the titles. First up is, of course, the Frisbee. Deborah said to us, because it was up and I put it on the thing like that. She goes, what's that? I says, you don't know what it is? She goes, no. And I says, it's actually a Frisbee. She went, oh. I says, remember the Frisbee thing I was going to get? She goes, aye. I says, this is it. And I says, plus, there's that. The thing you can put a disc on, click it in and throw it. Do you throw it to someone? And says, here, have a watch of that. I says, yeah. So what I will do is, if I ever use this, I'll take some video of it so you can see what's going on. I will put a disc in here, but it won't be a disc that I want to put in here. It'll be some bit of trash that I find. Probably a film that stars James Corden or something like that. Probably costs us 50 pence from CX. But I might do that for an upcoming video. Keep an eye out for it, possibly. So of course, because you got this, you got your Frisbee, and also this was the title that you got for the Frisbee that you got with it, should I say. Now I said I paid £20. I think it might be £15, not £50. This is the one that came with it. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take you through, I'm going to talk about it in picture quality. So I'm going to do the worst picture quality first. Well, this is the Blu-ray, so it's not the worst picture quality by any means. They're all good, but it's the only Blu-ray I've got. So obviously it's going to be the lowest one, shall I say. So what I've done here is I've flipped this round. There's 2 films on here, Babe Watch and also Good Girls Don't. I believe they're from the same director. And yeah, I think the thing that ties it in is actually a Frisbee. It's on the beach, that type of thing. I think this is like a parody of, what's it called? Babe Watch, obviously. So Babe Watch is kind of like a jokey version of that, I believe. The picture quality it's like a good Blu-ray. It's region free. I'll tell you which ones are region locked on this one, because there's a few Blu-rays that are on part of the 4Ks. But it's not a bad picture quality. It is what it is. It's going to be a throwaway film, if I want. Pun intended. Yes, it is a throwaway film. Maybe that's what they do intend you to do, to watch it once and then just go with your Frisbee, yuck it, and then it's gone. Maybe. But anyway, that's the quite strange release. I would never thought that this would have been one. I thought it was going to be something like April Fool's Day, like a horror film. But anyway, it is what it is, I suppose. And I don't know if you can buy this anywhere on the website of Vinegar Syndrome. So maybe this is so exclusive. I don't know how many it's limited to. But anyway, so that's what I got with the Frisbee. And I'm going to say it was round about, was it £15, £12? Because that's originally said 20, but I could be wrong on that. But April seems so long ago. So that's Good Girls Don't, and that's Babe Watch. Funny enough, these films don't star Orson Welles. Next up is Ruby. Nice bit of embossing there. This is a nice slipcover. I will get the proper protectors for these. I need to buy some more from Steelbook Central. They are SCF ones. Now, a quick note about this is that I did say on my previous Curse of Frankenstein video that the protectors were SCF 25s. They weren't. They were SCF 18s. Sorry about that. I really apologise for it now. Honestly, don't know why I got that confused. There's that many codes. If they just kept the codes a little bit more normal, then you wouldn't have to have so many.
But yeah, but I apologise to anybody who's went out and bought some SCF 25s, but they do fit other things. But it's SCF 18s to fit the films, the big Hammer box sets for Curse of Frankenstein, etc. So apologies for that, but there's FCF ones for this, definitely. They are the ones that, and I think, according to my good friend Steve Court, they have just had a new delivery in, and also as well on the back of that, we are going to probably record next week on the podcast to do with protectors. That's going to be like a protector special. So I think this film's from around about 1978, and it's what a cover that is. It does star the amazing Piper Laurie. Now I think this probably was around about the same time as Carrie. I could be wrong about that, because it seems a little bit of flavour of that when I flick through it to see what the quality was like. But yeah, it's got some great artwork here. I flipped this around actually to the alternative artwork. Just love covers like that. There's the blurb there. Now I did put this on, and it is a 4K, and when you put it on, I've got to say the 4K in here, it's not the best of 4Ks. I think it is what it is. There's no way you can get it any better. There's some sharp scenes when you get like close-ups of people's faces, but also as well as a lot of blurred scenes in here, and I think that's just to do with the way it was shot. I think if you've got a person in the foreground, even though it's not concentrating on that, the other person talking on it is blurred, because obviously the camera is focusing on the thing close enough to the closest to the camera. So unfortunately, this does suffer a bit from that. It's quite, I would say it's quite a dull transfer, but I do think, as I do think with all the Vinegar Syndrome ones, if they can get the best quality out there, then they would be presented in here. Actually, when you get the Blu-ray of this one and put it next to 4K, there's not a huge amount of difference. So yeah, if you just bear that in mind, if you want to go for this one, you're not going to see anything that's going to really startle you. More about that in a minute. But yeah, but in essence, I am really pleased to see these ones coming out, because I've never even heard of this one when I think about it. I thought I might have watched this before, but I haven't seen this before. I definitely haven't. I suppose when you get these things on 4K, you think they're going to all look stunning, or that they all got maybe a chance of looking stunning, but some of them might be not that good. But pleased to get it anyway. So that's Ruby. Great cover though. Look at that. Amazing. So next up in the terms of picture qualities is Tromeo and Juliet. What a set this is. Absolutely amazing. Still can't believe a film like this is regulation. Looks like this. Look at this cover, man. This film is obviously a retelling of the story Romeo and Juliet, but it's taken a lot of artistic license as it comes to things that are shown in here. Obviously, with it being Troma, it means it's going to be really bizarre. It means it's going to be really bizarre. There's the blurb. So when I put this on, bearing in mind I've just got Sergeant Kabuki Man, which looked absolutely spectacular. This one isn't as good as that, but it's still a really nice 4K. I'm always amazed by the fact of Troma getting these things out and just looking like this. Unbelievable. But yeah, it's a good film. It's got a lot of sick stuff in it. It's really over the top, but all the better for it. If it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be a Troma film, would it? So here's your booklet. Yeah, okay. And plenty of stuff in here. Probably have to be careful, I would imagine, because there'll be any amount of stuff in here. Because there isn't a film. Like I say, it's rather explicit in parts. Yeah, but yeah, it's a great film in the way of it is what it is. It's so over the top and quite sick in a way. But what else are you going to get from Troma? So that's Tromeo and Juliet. Next up is The Man Who Could Cheat Death. Now, what I was able to do, which I didn't think for in the life of us I could have done, I was able to get this open. And if I can get it off without anything happening to it, I was able to do it and save the shrink wrap on both sides, which is crazy, but it happened. And it means it will keep this just that little bit better for longer. So yeah, so I think the shrink wrap might be a little bit thicker, but yeah, great. Well, look at this. What a set this is. This, of course, is the Hammer film, the Man Who Could Cheat Death. And it's so good to have something like this in this shape and form. As I've said before, I think Hammer are going to release this themselves next year. But this is such, if you're sitting on the fence, if you'd like to own this one as well, I do urge you to get a look at this, because obviously I'll talk about the picture quality in a minute, but it's got everything you could want in the terms of a great Hammer edition. This is a good film. It's really good. It stars Christopher Lee as well. Or should I say Christopher Lee is in this with Anton Differing, who's in quite a few of these type of films. Maybe not as Anton Differing. Maybe not strictly Hammer, but he's definitely been in a few of these ones from this period, like Gothic horrors. But the smell from this is absolutely incredible. You know, the printed ink. Look at the slipcover. Look at that. The artwork on here is just next level. Unbelievable. What a set this is. Will they be doing any more Hammer ones? I hope so. If they're anything like this. It has got alternative art, and the alternative art is that. So I thought, with that being on there, I'll keep it on there for, you know, when you take it out, you've got a different bit of artwork instead of the same one on there. There's your special features. Now I've got this, as I've shown before, I've got this on that American Dead Blu-ray, and it didn't have many extras on it, even though the Blu-ray looked quite good. It didn't have many extras on, so I'm glad that this has got a ton of stuff on here. And the Blu-ray on here is region locked, so I've tried it on my player. Definitely region locked there. There's the 2 discs. You've got your Blu-ray, which is region locked, as I said. And also you've got your 4K there. So obviously the main thing about getting this was to see what a 4K would be like from someone who isn't Hammer. Now I've read on the comments here, got some great info that apparently the transfer is the Hammer transfer, and this was used by Vinegar Syndrome on this one. So the Hammer one, when it does come out in the UK, is going to look exactly the same as this one is. And I tell you what, wait till you see the screenshots on this one. This one, when I look at it, now if you remember when I was talking about Curse of Frankenstein, what a picture quality that was. It was absolutely stunning. What I thought of it was, though, and this was going back to the previous Blu-ray of Curse of Frankenstein, they were a little bit pinky, or a bit not funny pinky on the skin tones. They were a little bit off, not off. I don't put any cast aspersions on anything to do with what Hammer are doing, but I think that's the way it was shot. I think the way the colour was put out at that time, you had a little bit of a pinkiness to the skin. Now I can say that this one, in a way, has got that pinkiness is in there. It did look exactly the same. I would imagine the same film stock would be used for this one as were used on Curse of Frankenstein, I think, without getting too technical. That's just me imagining that it could be that. I am no expert, of course, but this one here is unbelievable. The colours on this is everything you would want from Hammer. Now Hammer are widely regarded as for this in the 50s, for putting things out like this with this colour is just unreal. This must have been, what a treat this must have been to see this, as opposed to everything was more or less black and white before this happened, especially for Hammer. But wow, this is this was as I thought it was going to be. I hoped it was going to be. It was going to be next level, and it was. This could be, and I'm going to do when I do a ranking of all the Hammer things this year, I'm going to put this one in it to see. I know this isn't a pure Hammer release, what it is, but it's not them doing it. But they will do, that will be the same transfer you'll see on the UK one when it comes out next year. And I do believe it is coming out next year. I would imagine it's on a smaller box. I don't think it'll be on the one of the big boxes, but if it did come out in a big box, I wouldn't mind that. But this is just unreal. They couldn't have done a better set for me. And will they do more like this? If they do release any more horror from Hammer, try saying that at the 15 pints. I really hope they do it in this fashion, because this is the winning line for me. So that's The Man Who Could Cheat Death. And last up is Sleepless. I did say on this video I was going to show these in the way of what the best quality was. So I've left the best till last. And this is, what a set this is. And this film is from 2001. And after 1993, Dario Argento is kind of seen to, you know, fall off his form. But there's some ones that come out here. Not all of them are great after 1983, but there's some cracking ones, and this is one of them, as I've said. I'm really eager to see this one again from not having seen this for many, many years. But I always like going back to the Dario Argento ones when you watch them and you think it's going to be a bad film. I mean, I do talk about Giallo being not my favourite film at all. It's probably by far his worst film. Even if it got put out by Vinegar Syndrome in this fashion, I still would struggle with it, I know for a fact. The Blu-ray is region locked as well, by the way. I tried that one out. And yeah, so it's not a bad little set, this. And it's got, you know, it's got a brand new 4K transfer, obviously. And with this being the best one of the lot thus far, I didn't think it was going to be. I thought it would be average. I thought it would be quite grainy. I thought it would be, in a way, of its time, if that makes any sense. Plus, it's coming from Italy, so it might have this film stock might be not that good as it is with the likes of, you know, I'm going to say Hammer. That's an earlier film, but you know, a film from, say, America, the US. But I've got to say, without a shadow of a doubt, this could be one of the best 4Ks I've seen this year. In fact, at this point, before I go through and have a bit of look through these other ones that I think could be contenders, you know, the likes of Dirty Harry and that, this is literally jaw-dropping. I couldn't believe the picture when it came on. I just was stunned. The screenshots obviously will show that, but what it won't show is the actual, it'll always look better in real life. I can put them on the screen, I can take it with my phone, but it doesn't, it kind of captures most of it, but it doesn't capture exactly what it's all about. So if you see the screenshots, it looks better. It's unbelievably sharp. The picture quality is just stunning. There is no grain on it. There is no scrubbing. There is no nothing. The colours on it are borderline Suspiria. In fact, if I put this next to Suspiria, this is right up there with that. But there's some scenes in this one that rival Suspiria. That's how good this one is. So I can't recommend this highly enough. Bit of embossing there. And it's a good film as well. It's not as if you're just buying it to look at it and say, oh, this looks good. But however, the film's rubbish. Far from it. This is a great film. This film will definitely stun whoever will see it. Highly, highly recommended. But wow, the picture quality. So there you go. That's what we've got for October. Sleepless, The Man Who Could Cheat Death, Tromeo and Juliet, Ruby. These are all in 4K. Obviously the amazing, and it might be, Babe Watch and Good Girls Don't. And don't forget, everyone's favourite, the Frisbee. So, thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.